back everyone, it's time to go deep! It's finally here! We've been waiting around 4 years since the start of Wano and Luffy's first fight with Kaido. He got smacked up, then locked up, and even got our hopes up that he will get his W. Hey, don't do my boy Luffy like that. He wasn't ready, okay? Things are different now. Now Luffy has the most important thing in his arsenal. That Black Lightning Conquerors Haki drip! Wano has also teased us how Luffy's Gomu Gomu no Mi is by far one of the most secretive and mysterious devil fruit, which is wanted by the world government. They wanted this fruit so badly that they sent Cyberpol to secure it. However, unfortunately for them, Shanks came in their way. And now in chapter 1037 of One Piece, the world government 5 elders revealed more information. So today I'll be breaking all of that down along with Luffy's epic fight. And I'll be even explaining how Oda might be alluding that the One Piece that we all think Luffy is striving for is actually just a 1,000-year-old fermented sake. So he can host the biggest party in the world.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh my god! Okay, so the chapter begins in the flower capital. As we see, everyone is still celebrating and enjoying the fire festival, completely oblivious to the situation outside of the city as a giant island is flying towards them. Everyone in the city knows moments like this are the only few times they can enjoy the beauty of life, as a grumpy and drunk old man is told to take it easy and stop drinking. But the man exclaims that this is the only day in the year he's allowed to drink, so let him enjoy this moment, as after this festival everything will go back to the bitter reality that Orochi and Kaido has pushed in Wano, which is why in the next panel you see everyone from adults to children writing wishes on sky lanterns. Kids wishing to get to see their parents again and adults wishing to get food for the children. These sky lanterns are actually a real festive tradition in Asian culture, such as Japan, which Wano is based on. They represent multiple things, such as the releasing of one's deepest fears. The sky lanterns are a sign of new beginning, leaving everything that troubled you in the past and enlightening you with the light illuminating the path of knowledge and righteousness. Oda is definitely trying to set up some beautiful imagery for the end of Wano. We then cut to Onigashima, where we see the continuation of chapter 1036, which is Luffy and Kaido's fight as they are about to begin round number freaking million.
We do not care.
For reals though, you and I are not the only one excited, because Kaido's excitement is on another level. My man starts drinking that good shit. Some of that sake vitamin water, you know what I'm saying?
We don't care.
But Luffy just as confused as us as to why Kaido is drinking in the midst of battle. He replies, because he's having such fun. Yes guys, he even tries to offer some to Luffy as today is the fire festival and they were originally supposed to have a grand banquet until everyone ruined the party. Luffy brushing Kaido's offer aside, we know if Zoro was here, these two will be getting along just fine. But Kaido at this point starts laughing non-stop as Luffy notices he's completely wasted and starts charging towards Kaido, telling him not to use this as an excuse when he loses. Kaido, coming out of his laughter, calls Luffy a dumbass. He literally goes, oh ho ho ho, getting drunk won't weaken me, boy. Oh, that boy, they're gonna kill your ass, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you. What am I on, man? But Luffy just charges him with a Gomu Gomu no elephant gun as Kaido actually praises Luffy and informs him that he has already acknowledged his strength and he can't even remember the last time that someone challenged him seriously on a one-to-one fight. This statement, depending on how you look at it, could mean a lot, as Kaido was in a one-to-one fight with Big Mom not too long ago, but that obviously could mean that was just a skirmish and not something serious. Regardless, as Kaido is about to get hit with Luffy's attack, he just psychs that shit and avoids it with his own Shuron Haki. Am I saying that right? Shuron Haki. Shuron Haki.
Stop it.
And then Kaido proceeds to counter-attack Luffy with his laughing drunk Ragnaraku. This attack was so powerful that it cracked the roof of Onigashima. As Luffy is on the floor hurt, Kaido, as though going through every stage of drunkenness, is hit with a sad drunk phase. Kaido gets the feels and roasts himself on how useless he is for not being able to even protect a lousy castle. But at least he tried his best, right? At this point, Luffy charges in for another attack, but Kaido doesn't even notice. My guy's too busy telling himself how trying his best just isn't enough. It's clear that Oda is trying to humanize Kaido's character by illustrating the self-belief problems he has in himself as well as his insecurities. We've known from the very first time we met Kaido way back in chapter 795 that he was not happy with his own life, effectively depressed. Now we don't know why exactly just yet. However, Oda is clearly laying the groundwork now for us to finally begin getting a glimpse into why exactly he is the way he is. We can actually piece part of his potential backstory off his drunken phase, in fact. We also know from King's flashback that Kaido sought to change the world. Well, at least shake it. King followed him with that respect and believed in him. Kaido witnessed and went through discrimination, oppression, and even experimentation, which was all likely related to him being a different race, belonging to the ogres. He pushes this mentality onto his child Yamato, trying to make Yamato understand that they are not human and shouldn't pretend to be one. It begins to become clear that Kaido is suffering from grief of losing someone special to him. Possibly that person could be Yamato's mother. Not being strong enough to protect her could be the reason why he became so dedicated in becoming the strongest. That way he would never lose again. He decided to take this mantle upon himself. If you guys think about it, Kaido is technically the polar opposite to Luffy. Luffy puts his trust in his crewmates, which is why he has been able to come so far. And the bonds that Luffy makes throughout his journey is what becomes his strength. However, Kaido distanced himself from the one thing he had to remember, the person he lost, which is Yamato. Kaido has the strength, but he doesn't have the bonds he needs. He's only half the puzzle, which is why he can never truly overcome his grief and why he won't be the pirate king. But coming back to the chapter, Luffy charges in one more time for another attack, which Kaido once again deflects it, but this time with his Dragon Demolition Twister, throwing Luffy all the way back. Kaido then reverts to his hybrid form and goes into those sad hours, entering his crying drunk phase. He literally just went from laughing drunk, sad drunk to crying drunk. This is actually some depressing progression. Kaido begins crying uncontrollably and tells Luffy that this is what you get when you don't back off. Why does he sound so sad? Kaido charges up his Thunder Bagua attack right towards Luffy, but Luffy just straight up flexes on Kaido as he stands on Kaido's Kanabo and then kicks him on the face with a Conquerors Haki infused attack. But as Luffy goes in for another attack, the two clashes heads, resulting in another legendary Haki clash between the two. However, this is too much for Luffy, who gets sent flying back whilst Kaido stands firm. Luffy notices how the more drunk Kaido gets, the stronger his Haki becomes. This is because Haki is connected to a person's spiritual energy and willpower. So that means effectively the drunker Kaido gets, the closer Kaido becomes to his true feelings and loses the ability to utilize critical thinking, thus resulting in Kaido acting solely upon his pure willpower, resulting in a stronger Haki. This is likely why alcohol, and more specifically sake, has become such a popular drink amongst some of the strongest pirates we have seen, such as Roger, Shanks, and of course Kaido too. Let's not forget when Shanks went to see Whitebeard, what did he offer? It's some good old sake. The way to power up in One Piece is indulging in some fine dining. You got devil fruits as food and sake as the drink, the two resulting in the strongest ability in the One Piece universe, which perfectly brings us to and links back to the theory we mentioned at the start of the video, the One Piece sake theory.
Hold up. Something ain't right.
Now, before you guys think I lost the plot and probably think that I'm more drunk than Kaido, listen guys, I don't drink, alright? I don't drink, I don't do that stuff, but listen. Okay, One Piece treasure is sake in and of itself. Not literally, but metaphorically. Sake stands as a representation of a glue that holds everyone together, similar to Luffy and his friends, Shanks and his crew, and even as we saw with Luffy as a child with his brothers Ace and Sabo, as sake was used as a means to be exchanged, so that an unbreakable a bond could be created. This theme is later then put together with Ace and even Buggy's crew, Shanks and Mihawk, Whitebeard and Ace, Roger and Whitebeard. I can go on and on. This also links back to the Bing Sake song and the funny travelling tale, which you all know is found in North Tale. In fact, the history of the past and the incredible dream that Joy Boy has is in itself an amazing tale. However, Luffy will make this tale into reality and join the people of the world together. And once he does this, he will feast the biggest party the world has ever known and share the Bing Sake that was left in North Tale. He could actually use it as a symbol to unite the entire globe by sharing sake as he once done with his brothers and later with the Grand Alliance, and then bring the people together as one nation. This festive party would truly bring joy and laughter to everyone. Well, there's much more to this theory and it actually has some evidence. If you guys want me to go deep into it, then smash that like button, get this video over 10,000 likes and drop a comment saying yo ho ho ho.
Boo! Haha! Bet you didn't expect to find me here in a One Piece video, did you? Well, hello to all of you One Piece people who probably don't know who I am. My name is Harrison and I think pirates are pretty damn cool, but you don't really care about that, so back to the fight. Kaido begins sobering up after starting to hit that good buzz following the clash that the two of them had, resulting in Kaido entering his angry drunk phase. In his now enraged form, Kaido fires a hyper beam at Luffy as punishment for sobering Kaido up, but Luffy quickly manages to get out of the way. Luffy then prepares to hit Kaido with the Gomu Gomu no rocket, but before he can even finish, Kaido starts entering what I can only assume is his drunken Beyblade form, which then causes Luffy to quickly switch up his attack to a Gomu Gomu no Gatling to combat Kaido's Gundari Meteor Shower. The both of them then land a blow on the face of one another, but the barrage of attacks don't stop there, because finally Luffy winds up a huge kick which connects directly with Kaido's stomach, which then wins Kaido to the point where we can only see the whites of his eyes, whereas Luffy on the other hand just grins because he's ready for more because he's the freaking GOAT. Now, some people in the community think that Kaido might have actually been knocked out by this kick, and you know what? It's not that far-fetched of an idea. As Yusuf mentioned, we are due a Kaido flashback anytime soon, and so with Kaido possibly being unconscious, it would make sense for Oda to show his backstory now so that when he awakens again, he will have that fire in his belly to continue fighting. Anyway, we then jump to the top of the red line in Marijoa. This is where things get really interesting, as Oda, with these interactions, is giving us more information about the world's lore. And come on, we all love a little bit of One Piece world building, don't we? You see, we see the 5 elders have gathered together. They discuss what had happened at the end of the Revieri, about how it felt like a cursed Revieri with so many things going wrong. Because if you guys remember, the Revieri was crashed by the revolutionaries to free Kuma and make a statement to the government that their time is coming to an end. However, they get caught, and with Rob Lucci and the CP0 in Wano, it is likely that Sabo and the rest of the revolutionaries are either dead or at least imprisoned anyway. Even Princess Vivi was hinted at being a target of the world government, with Imusama having her picture on hand. Basically, in short, the Revieri was a complete shambles. Anyway, the Gorosei can't be bothered with what happened in the past, as their attention is now on Wano. They are surprised that the battle in Wano has gone on for this long, and I mean, to be honest, I can't blame them. Pretty damn relatable. It's been a long arc. But they also say how Nika Robin should have been captured by now. They go on to say that if she unexpectedly died during a battle involving the emperors, no one would suspect anything, alluding to the fact that it is the perfect opportunity to rid the world of this nuisance. They say nuisance, I say waifu, potato potato. Anyway, if you guys are confused as to why they would want her dead, as she'd be important to read the poneglyphs for them, well, it's because initially Nika Robin's capture was more important because Spandam suggested that they use her and obtain the ancient weapons for themselves. But the neutral decision was to end her because the threat of anyone actually other than them obtaining the weapons was far more devastating to the government than if they themselves got their hands on it. Remember, they're currently in power of the entire world, so if it's easy to just kill someone, then they're gonna do it. Anyway, at this point, we flash back to the outskirts of Wano, with all of the Marines freaking out as their ship starts shaking from the unruly waves caused by a giant island-sized beast coming towards them. Is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it is none other than Zunisha. He, she, it, I don't know, don't cancel me please, it's my first time doing a One Piece video. But anyway, Zunisha is here in Wano. As this scene transpires, the five elders' conversation then snaps to a different topic about a devil fruit. What? The fruit that they are talking about is a legendary one, even for them, and that it hasn't awakened for centuries. In fact, the world government was so wary of this fruit that they even gave it its own unique name, all in order to hide the true nature of this devil fruit and everything about it from the records of history. Wow, that's very unlike the world government to wipe the record of something's existence out of history, isn't it? Now, the only logical reason as for why the world government does anything is because it threatens their control over the world. So this fruit must have left a huge mark on the world government centuries ago. It's likely that after the Void Century, a devil fruit user appeared and was the closest in disrupting the rule of the world government we've seen. Either way, the five elders spoke in such a cryptic way that we can't really pinpoint which fruit it is that they're referring to. So it is time to activate our balls deep observation haki and break it down. So, we think that there are a few candidates that we've picked out for this hidden devil fruit. As Yusuf mentioned earlier, there's Luffy's fruit, the Gomu Gomu no Mi, Blackbeard's fruit, Otama's fruit, the Kibidango, Zunisha, who could be a zone user, or just somebody else. So, I think it's time we do the process of elimination, starting with Zunisha. Well, the only reason anyone thinks that Zunisha was an option in the first place in the community was because Oda illustrated this conversation alongside Zunisha's arrival. However, if we read things carefully, you can see that the five elders are not on the call with the Marines. They don't even know about Zunisha's arrival, so why would they then randomly refer to Zunisha? Also, Zunisha even having a devil fruit or being a devil fruit? One that the world government is so scared of? That's kind of mad. Personally, I think that the next candidates that we've got are a bit more likely, with Otama's Kibikimi no Mi being a very high possibility. Ever since the beginning of Wano, we have seen Tama just use her fruit to get the smile users and animals on her side. Her importance to the Wano arc, in all honesty, is next to none. The success of the raid is literally due to Otama feeding her dangos to Kaido's smile users in order to bring them to the samurai side. If it wasn't for her tipping the scale of the war, it is likely that even if Luffy does win against Kaido, the samurais would have been wiped out regardless by the greater number of the beast pirates. Not only this, but imagine if Otama feeds her dango to the Sea Kings. She's basically like a mini Poseidon at that point. And let's not forget about the fact that devil fruits have awakenings. This arc has reminded us of this existence. We've literally seen devil fruits awaken in this arc. Imagine, right, that the awakening of this fruit is to literally control humans and people with higher levels of haki. That being said, this fruit could have some limitations. The case could be that it only works in animals because they have no will. The fruit is able to control smile users because they have that animal side to them with no will. Just looking back to what we know about Otama is mysterious. We know nothing about her other than that she was raised by her master Hitetsu and that she's got that, you know, that whole main character looking hair colour shit going on. I mean, how did she even get her fruit? If she ate just a random fruit nearby like Luffy out of hunger, that would mean that the original fruit was in Wano, specifically in Kuri, and possibly even more in Amigasa village where the woven straw hats are made. The past user being from Wano might have explained the connection to Zou, and even Zunisha as the power of the dango might even affect animals such as Zanisha. So again, the likelihood of Atama's Kimi no Mi being the fruit that the government is talking about is super high. Even more so if its awakening is to do with literally controlling humans, as that goes against one of the core themes of One Piece, being liberation, something Luffy has achieved on pretty much every single island he has visited. However, if the elders aren't even updated on the capture of Nico Robin, or how Wano's battle went on for this long, kinda makes me question this idea. Which then brings me onto Luffy's Devil Fruit. During Wano, Who's Who revealed that the Gomu Gomu no Mi was desired by the world government, and this fruit was secured by the Cypher Pole. This brought mystery to Luffy's fruit, and its potential uses, which we covered it in detail in our other videos. But again, why would the world government speak about Luffy's fruit at this point if news from Wano is limited? Though out of all possibilities, Luffy's fruit is likely to be the one, as Oda purposely introduced its significance in the Wano arc. However, it's also likely that the Five Elders are addressing other worldwide issues aside from what's going on in Wano. Remember, not too long ago, Shanks approached the Five Elders to speak about a certain pirate, who we believed was Blackbeard, so their conversation might be addressing this point. This specific Devil Fruit might be the Yama Yama no Mi, but Shanks might have also been talking about Luffy when he meant a certain pirate. So again, Luffy's Gomu Gomu no Mi isn't quite off the table just yet. Guys, if you want to know why the world government is afraid of the Gomu Gomu no Mi, then check out the video that we have in the pinned comment section down below and on screen right now. Trust me, it is a banger. Anyway, I think that pretty much wraps up this chapter. Leave a like, subscribe if you're not already, ding that notification bell so you can keep up to date for all of our other One Piece content, and bye bye.